Hi, my name is Richard Karmukas, and today I'll be showing you how to implement VPN Solutions. So I'm going to click on Server Manager in Windows Server 2008. I'm going to click Roles, and select Add Roles. I'm going to click Next, and I'm going to select Network Policy and Access Services. Click Next again, and I'm going to select Network Policy Server as well as Routing and Remote Access Server. I'm going to click Next and install. Okay, now that the installation was successfully installed, I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back here to Server Manager, and as you can see, Network Policy and Access Service is there. So now I'm going to need to configure policies. So I'm going to go to Start. I'm going to select Administrative Tools and select Network Policy Server. Right, so I'm gonna focus on policies, so I'm gonna expand, and I'm gonna select Network Policies, and these two policy names you see in here, they were created by default. So I'm gonna right click now on Network Policies, select New, and I'm just gonna give it a policy name, so I'll just call it Richard Policy, Richard VPN Policy. Right, and I'm gonna type the type of server to be added. I'm gonna click on this drop down, and I'm going to select Remote Access Server VPN Dialog, and I'm going to click Next. Alright, and now here's where you will add conditions. I'm going to click Add, and you'll get a list of different conditions that you could do. Now, just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to use tunnel type because I'm mostly familiar with this one. So I'm going to click on tunnel type. I'll select tunnel type, right, and I would want to, right, I'm gonna select the last two options in the first space you see in there, which says command dial up and VPN, right, so I'll do so, and I'll click OK. And as you can see, the condition with the values etc which I just selected are there. So now I'll click Next, and I'm gonna leave this checkbox here, access granted, as is. So I'm now gonna click Next, and I'm going to uncheck Microsoft encrypted authentication, as well as user can change password after it has expired. Alright, so I'm going to click Next, and here's where you're going to configure various constraints. So I'm just selecting date and time for the sake of this tutorial. I'm going to select this box that says allows access only on these days and times. Now most companies, as you know, will have this kind of system set up. So I'll click edit to show you. Now as you can see, blue is permitted, white means denied. So as you can see, you have the time from 12 in the morning to 12 in the night and all days of the week. So just for the sake of this, I'm just going to select some on Sunday, click select denied, and as you can see, so you'll see from the hours from 4 to 1 on Sunday you can't access it. So I'm just gonna click OK. I'm gonna click next down here, and here I'm gonna configure the encryption. Right, I'm going to uncheck the first one, which says basic encryption, and the last one that says no encryption. Right, so I'm going to click next, and you'll just get a brief summary of everything that I just did, and I'll click finish. Now as you can see, with Richard VPN, the policy name, all the green tick does is state that the policy has been configured. And now I want to show you how to connect to a remote access server. So I'm just going to minimize everything that's open up now. I'm going to go to Start, Administrative Tools, and I'm going to select Routing and Remote Access. And as you can see with this red arrow, that means it's not configured. So I'm just going to right click and select Configure and Enable Routing and Remote Access. Right, so you're going to select Next. And for the sake of this tutorial, I'll select the last option, which is Custom Configuration, which allows you to select any combination of features available in routing and remote access. So I'm click next, and the services that you want to enable on this server, you could choose any one that is listed there, but I'm just going to choose the the first one. So I'm going to click next, and once again you get a little summary of everything that took place. So I'm just going to click finish, and this little message will come up. I'll select OK, and now I want to start the service, so I'll click that. Right, so I'll just click right, everything's on there. So now you can see the green arrow is on. So I'm just going to expand the server. I'm gonna right click on ports, but before I do, you'll see different ports and the status, which are all reading inactive, but I'll show you later on how that will change. So I'm going to right click on ports, I'm going to select properties, and I'm going to configure the one mini port SSTP and the PTP. So so you do this one at a time. So I'll select SSTP first, you click configure, and once again, for the sake of this tutorial, the maximum ports, I'll just lower it to about 5, but as you can see, you could put any amount as you want. So I'm going to click OK, and you just select yes when this message pops up, and you're going to do the same thing for the PPTP. So you're going to select configure, and here you're going to once again drop the number of, sorry about that, like I said, I'll just be doing 5 ports just for the sake of this tutorial. I'm gonna click OK, you're gonna select yes, and you're gonna select apply. As you can immediately see, both the PPTP port, the PPTP and the SSTP, the maximum number is 5, so I'll just click OK. And now I'm going to switch over to my Windows 7. Right, so I'm going to click on Open Network and Sharing. I'm going to select the first option, which says Set up a new connection or network. So I'm going to click that, and I'll say Connect to our workplace. I'll click Next. I'm going to use my internet connection, and I'll set up an internet connection later. Now the internet address, in this case, I'll enter the IP address of the server, which is 192.168.0.1, and I'm going to leave the destination name as VPN connection and not interfere with anything down here. So now I'm going to click Next, and here, as you can see, I have to enter a username and password, but I'm logged in as the administrator, so I'm going to put the username and that password. And I'm going to click on Create, and you'll see the connection is ready to use. I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to change my adapter settings, and you can see the VPN connection is there, so I'm just going to right click, I'm going to select Connect, and I'm going to OK, and now here I'm just going to enter the password. And I'm going to save this user and password for the okay, no, I'm not going to do that. That was a mistake. I'll just click Connect, and you'll see connecting to VPN connection. Hold on. Alright, sorry for that mistake. I'll connect again. Okay, so now I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna select status, and you'll just see a summary. So now I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna go back to the server now, and it's supposed to be seeing the active connection here, but I don't know why it's not doing that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go click start, administrative tools, select router and remote access. I'm gonna click on the server. Okay, and as you can see, the remote access client so far is 1. And with that, this is how you do implementing VPN Solutions. Thank you.